Greetings and salutations. It is a beautiful day here in central Louisiana, just about 4 miles west of Dry Prong. I am in my shop today. I even had a haircut this morning so I'd look presentable for this particular video. And we are moving our way through getting things straightened out and put up. I've got a lot of various parts that I accumulated on this past John Deere purchase that do not apply to this John Deere. There's a lot of John Deere A parts. There's a heat shield over here that's not a part of that, but I'll have. While I'm talking about parts, now you don't need to look at me, you need to look at parts. Here is the battery box cover for a John Deere B, which I will use. Got the two side pieces and the top cap. Here is a heat shield, which the best I can figure goes on a John Deere B. John Deere A, and I set something over here, a Farmall, I think, which should be detestable to most folks, but this is John Deere parts. And I got a bunch of air cleaners here. I got a complete one here that has a smaller diameter air filter chamber, and I got a larger air filter chamber, and the basic goes on here. I've got to figure out which fits which. But what I do know is I'm missing the cup on the large chamber, or canister, I think would be the proper word. So, and you say, what am I talking about? I'm talking about this piece back here. This is the canister that fits on this particular air filter, this air cleaner assembly. And here's a complete one, has cup, canister, the assembly which comes up through the hood, including the manufacturer's dent. Some will say, what's that dent for? What is that? Did somebody mess that up? Nope. That is to allow the steering column to come through here. They had designed it so tight that they had to put a dent right there in the steering column, dent right there so the steering column would fit past it to get to the front of the tractor. Which would also explain, if you look at the muffler I talked about earlier, and it's being primed, you look at the base of it, it starts off small below the hood where the steering shaft's going to go, so you don't have to put a dent in it. Now these people that buy these fancy chrome pipes usually have to get them with a dent in them so that the steering column will pass through it, but I doubt. From rusty and corroded to this. It's come a long way, but I left it in the vinegar bath for something like 3 days, and then I hosed it down and wire brushed what was left, and a little high temperature primer, and then some little John Deere green, and it looks pretty good. Today's accomplishments. I got this aftermarket toe plate ready to go in the very front of this John Deere. One so I can put a clevis right here and chain it down, or you can put a trailer ball there to help you move trailers. This particular medallion or nose cap had a split right here. You might look real close and see that I'm not the best bodywork man in the world, but I did use something called steel alloy to bridge that gap and make a pretty strong bond there. I had to touch up the paint because that propane torch did a number on the existing paint there, but it looks okay. And this piece here has now been primed with high temperature primer. It spent 3 days in the vinegar bath to get all, and I wire brushed to get the residual debris off of it, but it had been, this is part of the reason the first piece I got out there that I painted, I had to buy that piece because somebody, when they moved the trailer, broke this off. It broke the whole base plate that this piece here bolted down on, which attached to the radiator, which was not good, but at least it broke at the weakest point and not the radiator. But a little high temperature gray, and this should be good to go. It may still be a hair crooked, but I figure when I put it on, I'll have to do some more adjusting. But that is high temperature gray primer, by the way, made for engine blocks. But that's enough of this. As I said earlier, it's a beautiful day here in Louisiana. I'm making a little bit of progress today, not a lot. The days when I'm shooting paint's pretty good because I get to see the end results of my efforts. But I was simply going to tell everybody to have a great day, have a safe day, and we will talk with you again later. Bye.